All right, well, let's get started. Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me here today. I'm joined by Dr. Sharon Whitehurst Payne, trustee on the San Diego Unified School District Board of Education, as well as Fernando Hernandez, the principal here at Perkins Elementary School, as well as members of the staff and some parents of Perkins Elementary students. I'm also joined this morning by our city's Chief Operating Officer, Eric Dargan, and our Deputy Chief Operating Officer, Casey Smith. We're here at the incredible Perkins Elementary School, which is a part of the great community of Barrio Logan. Now, unfortunately, this is one of the communities most heavily impacted by tent encampments. What's more unfortunate than that is that these encampments are having a particular impact on the schools in this community. They're impacting the children who are headed to school. They're impacting the parents who are trying to take their kids to school, and they're impacting the teachers who come here to work with the kids in this community. I want to be clear about what these impacts are. These children are witnessing drug use, violence, sex acts, public defecation, and urination on a daily basis. And what's happening here at Perkins is not just at Perkins. Sadly, this is the experience of many of the children at our schools across our city. They're seeing the very same things. It's absolutely unacceptable. And I want to state very clearly that we are not going to accept this as the normal state of affairs in San Diego. That's precisely why we must pass the city's proposed Unsafe Camping Ordinance. Councilmember Stephen Whitburn has shown extraordinary leadership by helping to address this issue and drafting this proposed ordinance, which will be presented to the City Council on June 13th. This proposed ordinance will prohibit tent encampments in all public spaces throughout the city if there is a shelter bed available. And it will prohibit tent encampments at all times in key sensitive areas throughout the city, such as near schools and parks. This community and the families that live in it know all too well that tent encampments block our sidewalks, forcing people to walk in the middle of the street to get around them. That's what children heading to school here have to do, walk in the middle of the street just to get around these tents. In a moment, some of our speakers will share more about their firsthand experience and what they see, what the teachers and parents and students have been living with here with tent encampments on these sidewalks and on these streets. And I'd ask San Diegans to consider whether they think that that's okay. As your mayor, I want to say very clearly it is not okay. I want to remind folks that the Unsafe Camping Ordinance should not be taken in isolation. And this is particularly for my friends in the media. This is a two-part effort. The Unsafe Camping Ordinance will have a companion item at the same city council meeting surrounding our comprehensive shelter strategy and specifically a safe sleeping program at two sites at the edge of Balboa Park that will accommodate hundreds of unsheltered individuals in city-provided tents. Along with a safe and legal space for people to sleep, this program will provide bathrooms, security, and other services to help these individuals end their homelessness. With the Unsafe Camping Ordinance and the Safe Sleeping Program, our message is extremely clear. The street is not a home. The sidewalk is not a home. When we have places for you to go, the answer cannot be no. In closing, I want to urge the City Council to pass the Unsafe Camping Ordinance as well as to fund the Safe Sleeping Initiative for the community of Barrio Logan, for schools throughout our city dealing with the impacts of these dangerous encampments, for our children, for our school teachers, and for our families. Again, I ask the City Council to send me an ordinance that I can sign. With that, I'd like to introduce once again Dr. Sharon Whitehurst Payne from the San Diego Unified School District Board of Education. Dr. Whitehurst Payne.
Good morning, and thank you, Mayor. The homeless issue is real to us in the school district. And this year, my focus as a trustee has been on Horton School, which was the highest in homelessness. At one point, they had 41% homelessness. And that was just unacceptable. So I've focused on that school for the most part this year, with giving my attention to other schools such as Encampments, which is now the next highest homeless, has the highest homelessness population. In the past, we've had difficulties in Paradise Hills at Pacific View Academy. There, the custodians have to go through every morning, check to be sure that there are no homeless people on the campus before they can get started with their day. At Paradise Hills Elementary School, we actually had an encampment at the preschool, and we had to do something about that to really get on the city to help us to keep that area clean. We've had them coming on the campus there and had to tighten up our security there at that school. We all know, I don't care where you live, there is a homeless vehicle in your neighborhood. It's all over the city. It's not just because you live in this community or in Paradise Hills or in Encanto or wherever. There are homeless people on the street. And that's why I'm glad the mayor is talking about a partner relationship. If you provide places for people to go, we must encourage them in this way to go ahead and use those facilities. I know you drove through encampments as you came today. It's real, and it's about all of us. And I would say to the officers and those who will be enforcing these laws, consider yourself. It could be you homeless, so treat them with kindness, but we must do something about it. We cannot have this with children having to go through this kind of issue as they come to school and leave school. Thank you for this time. I'm supposed to introduce Fernando Hernandez, the principal. Yes, thank you.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Perkins, an amazing school here in Barrio Logan. I do just want to say a few words about the different categories of homelessness. We do have a significant portion of our students here at Perkins suffering from homelessness, and many of them are living in the shelter at Father Joe's Villages. But it's what they have to walk through to get here to Perkins from that direction right here. And these are the kinds of things they encounter when they walk on a daily basis, as Mayor Todd Gloria just mentioned to you. They don't just encounter feces on the sidewalk. They see people actually in the process of defecating into bags or right on the sidewalk. They see people putting needles into their arms. They'll see people inside the tents with scary animals or scary dogs, pit bulls. They'll see them brandishing weapons and threatening one another as they're walking to school. These are all the kinds of things that they see as they're walking to school on a daily basis. If you're in a car and you drive by, you will not notice or smell any of these things or listen to any of these things. But when you walk by twice every single day, these are the kinds of things that our children have to deal with. And I thank the mayor for supporting our community, for supporting our children, and for trying to provide a clean sidewalk all around the school, clean sidewalks for our students to be able to walk to our school safely every single day. Thank you.
Dave, good? All right. I want to just thank you, Principal Hernandez. Thank you, Board Member Whitehurst Payne. I want to just conclude with saying I recently had the opportunity to come and speak with the students here at Perkins Elementary. There's extraordinary education happening on this campus. Absolutely phenomenal work being done by Principal Hernandez and his staff. The teachers here are doing incredible work, and we need to support that work. Many times I think about what can we do to prevent homelessness. What's happening on this campus every single day is preventing homelessness. The high quality education, giving these kids a better shot at life, is absolutely disruptive of homelessness on a long-term basis. But the question about whether or not young people can get to this school safely and they can do it without witnessing some of the traumatic things the principal and I have described to you is the question today. And I don't think it's too much to ask adults, grown adults, to behave themselves in front of children. But currently, that seemingly is what the problem is. So we're going to assert our expectations as a community, our expectations of the unsheltered individuals, of adults in the broader community, of the city, of our law enforcement professionals, of our homeless services providers. Last number of years have been difficult on all of us. The pandemic has disrupted so much of our general ecosystem with regard to the criminal justice system, with our educational system, the list goes on and on. As we sort of find our equilibrium once again, we have to state very clearly and unequivocally that the sidewalk is not a home, that you should not be doing illegal behaviors in front of children, let alone anybody. But importantly, if you have services being provided to you, you should avail yourself of them. A reminder that the City Council is slated to adopt my proposed budget on June the 12th. That budget between the city's general fund and our city's housing commission envisions spending over $200 million on homelessness response this year. For that level of investment, the people of this city, the students here at Perkins, the people of Barrio Logan have the right to clean and passable sidewalks. And that's what we're saying today. Let's pass the Unsafe Camping Ordinance. Let's initiate our safe sleeping program. Let's tell people that there are better options than sleeping on a sidewalk. And let's get clear about what is acceptable behavior in front of children trying to get to school to get their education. What is happening here at Perkins is transformational work. I am very proud of the folks here at Perkins Elementary. Let's help them do their jobs and create the next generation of San Diegans. Let's pass this ordinance. Let's support our schools, our teachers, and our principals. Thank you all for being here. We're happy to take individual questions one-on-one. Thank you all.